Good morning and welcome to Our Stories. Our guest this morning on Our Stories is Earline Wisher. Earline's going to tell us a story about how she became involved with First Pres Church and some facts about her life as well. So Earline's story is about her desire to be a professional singer, how First Presbyterian Church and she became involved because of her love of singing, and how she wound up marrying a wonderful man, something she pledged that she would never do. But let's start first with some background about you and your family, Earline. Tell us a little bit about your early years.
I was born on Sunday, February 28, 1937. I was the daughter of Earl Rankin and Ida Mae Christine Myers Rankin. They were 21 and 19 years of age, respectively. My dad was a carpenter and mother a housewife. I was an only child. My birth year was the year that Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan were lost at sea. Franklin E. Roosevelt was president.
So you started school at the Renshaw School, a two-room school on East Mound Road. It had outside restrooms and two teachers. Each teacher taught 4 grades. Tell us a little bit about your teacher there.
Mrs. Lillian O. Woosley was my teacher, and she was very strict. I loved school and always wanted to learn about Dick, Jane, Sally, Puff, and Spot. I was doing so well in school, I went from 1st to 3rd grade. My mother was the community club song leader at Renshaw, and I got to sing at meetings because Mother thought I had a special voice.
So while you were doing well academically and you sang whenever you could really get a chance because you loved singing, you sang with several groups and several bands in Central Illinois, but you knew that it would be a real problem trying to make a living singing. So you worked to prepare yourself for a more standard career.
I took cooperative office training at Lakeview, and during my senior year, I left school early every day and went to the Herald and Review office and worked in the stenographic pool. This was a good job for a high school student. Upon graduation, I took a job at Spencer Kellogg in their office. I was 17 when I got this job, and this was very good for someone my age.
So while you did well in those secretarial jobs and made good money, Singing was still your first love. Now that you were making some money and you were still living at home, you decided to hire a voice teacher. You did that and found it quite helpful. But your voice teacher said that you really needed to get into a group of people with good voices. She said the group that she knew of in the area with the best voices for you to join was the First Presbyterian Church Choir. Had you pictured yourself as a church soloist?
My ambition was to be a nightclub singer, but I didn't get many opportunities to perform that kind of singing front of a live audience. Being another Julie London was not in the stars for me. I traded my singing career for a spot in the soprano section at First Presbyterian Choir. My voice teacher called Bill Tagg, the First Pres choir director, and asked him if he had room for another soprano. She told him the singer had a very good voice, but no piano to rehearse on. The director said he would take the soprano and she could practice at the church. Once I joined the choir, it wasn't long before I joined the church. I was selected by Jack North to sing in a female quartet. We often rehearsed at his house, and he played the piano. That is how I got to the First Pres choir.
Earline, we haven't talked much so far about your social life up to now. I'm going to share with people that you had dated some, but you wouldn't get very serious in a relationship because you didn't want anyone to get serious with you. In fact, you told your friends you did not want to get married and that you wouldn't get married. And you tried to keep things that way. Why were you taking such a strong position about not marrying?
I have a genetic disease called CMT. It's a disorder that causes damage to the peripheral nerves. I have it, and I knew I could pass it on to any children I might have. I knew that there were many things I couldn't do, such as cleaning, washing, and some other things that would be expected of me. I decided the best thing to do was to not get married.
In other words, you took that no marriage position because you felt that you couldn't be a full partner in a marriage, but you went to the dances across the street at the Y, didn't you?
Yes, I did, and there I met this wonderful guy through a mutual friend, David Rahill. I met a young man named Earline Wisher.
So this young man, the way I heard the story was that he was really, really smitten with you, and he was determined that the two of you were going to get married. You told him no and explained why, but he persisted and only had eyes for you. So finally, you changed your mind and said yes, you would marry him. Well, what did he say that changed your mind?
He said, "What you can't do, I will." And he did.
So the two of you were married in August 1960. Your first son, Jeff, was born in July of 63. Your second son, Kevin, in September of 65. You and Ron were together until 2022. Earline, you did not become a Julie London. But what would you say about your life?
I have had a beautiful life with a great husband and blessed with 2 children. And now I have grandkids. I was able to have a lot of terrific experiences, so friends helped me over the bumps. They gave me support and filled in the gaps for me. Helping me over the bumps made me a stronger and better person. It made me more passionate about things and compassionate about people. Each of you has done things for me. Sometime in our long friendship, and I want to thank you for helping me over the bumps and lumps, providing me support when I needed it, and helping me over my gaps. Thank you very much.